and welcome to the Quackcast. This is the Drunkduck Quackcast. I'm Ocean with these tarts and Baines Arene. Hello.
Hello?
Hello!
Oh my god, yes, Baines, that's true. It's the Christmas cast. Christmas Eve cast. Woohoo! And we're going to talk about that right after our theme tune. Welcome to our Quackcast, Christmas Eve Quackcast. Free subject cast, because it's not quite the end of the year where we do the year in review, but it's the Christmas one, so we're a bit more free. This is out of school, doing our own thing. But before we get into that, I have to bring up the featured comic. I featured a comic this week called Tweezin. So I'm going to tell you about Tweezin now. Hello, I'm Ozone Ocean, and my feature on this Christmas Eve is, or was rather, Tweezin. Two crafty bounty hunters are stuck in a fantasy land chasing after a figure that seemingly can't be caught. These two chaps are wily, smart, and violent. Their prey had better watch out. This is a fantasy adventure comic with a touch of humour and action, and more than a bit of manga in its DNA. The art is full colour with some cute and comic-y stylizations. It's a good little comic. There's not too many pages, so it's good to get in on the ground floor and start reading. If you want to read ahead, you can go over into Comic Fury and read a bit of an archive there, but if you want to stay loyal to us, you can just keep on reading as the comic is uploaded onto the duck like a proper duckling should do. So I hope you enjoy Tweezin, which is a cute little comic by a fellow called Reckner, and it's rated T for teen. Tweezin, read it. That was Tweezin, which is a little comic that I featured. Okay, so after that we have the featured music. Gunwallace has given us a theme to Hyacinth Webcomic. So Baines, Hyacinth is your favourite name, I believe. That's
Yes, I love the name Hyacinth. I'm going to name all my daughters and my sons Hyacinth.
I love it, and change your own name too, I hope.
We'll see.
The hyacinth.
I don't want it to get confusing. You know?
A whole bucket of hyacinths, eh? Or a bouquet of hyacinths.
Yeah, there we go.
Maybe that should be.
Exactly.
That makes more sense. So before we get into what are we talking about? Before we get into it, I'll just get into it. So Hyacinth Webcomic, Heavy Bass, introduces the cast of usual subjects in this theme that beautifully echoes the intro of an 80s action TV show, blended with something more arty and eerie. So take it away, Gunwallace, with your theme to Hyacinth Webcomic. That was the theme to Hyacinth Webcomic, which is a comic by Oli Poly, and it's rated M for mature. So have a read of that. Quackcast featured it the other week, so last week I think it was. So yeah, that's pretty cool. A little bit of synchronicity happening. Okay, so free subject cast. What was our first topic that we were just yammering all about? The Munsters. And the Munsters versus the Addams Family versus the Addams Family movies versus the Addams Family TV show. And versus the Wednesday crap. There's a whole bunch of things on Wednesday. I don't know.
The Wednesday thing is huge, or it was last season. I think they did, either they're doing or they already did a season 2. Massive. It didn't really hit me all that well. Again, some great actors in it, I think. But
I just can't be bothered.
It didn't quite work for me. Yeah.
I mean, Addams Family for me will always be the TV series because that's what made it. That was the first. I mean, Addams Family, the guy, Adams, whatever his name, he started doing a comic. Of course, the characters weren't named.
Yeah.
They weren't the Addams Family. It was just Adams.
It was like a gag. It was gag comics, right? Like single panel.
Exactly, like Gary Larson, but with not characters, but
these creepy characters. He would mostly reuse the characters.
Yeah, but unnamed, no personalities.
Yeah.
But yeah,
nice.
Everything was created for the TV show. So once that happened, then the Addams Family became a thing. The characters gave names, they had backstories, they had a world they lived in, and that's where it is. The movie is just a tribute. The two movies are a tribute, and they're not even the proper Addams Family. They're just a tribute in its way. It's like a cover band doing a version of a song. It's not the Addams Family. It's just their version.
I mean, if it's a cover, I love those movies. Like a lot. I like the show a lot, but I think those movies are great and they hold up so well. If they're cover versions, they're like Jimi Hendrix covers. So classics.
Absolutely.
They're good, but they don't.
Everyone leans into the role.
They don't go further than the original. I think the original is still the king. They're just a snapshot of
I
the
would
world.
say that, that's what it is. And that's what it should be. I mean, you cannot encapsulate in a movie something that has taken several hours to unfold. So.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then you got the Wednesday stuff, which is... I feel to me, it's so unrelated, I'm not interested. I don't degrade it or denigrate it. I'm just not interested in it because it's just... It's...
Have you seen it, Terrence? You don't have Netflix or anything, right?
I don't have Netflix, but that doesn't mean that I can't see some stuff.
Oh, I didn't want to out you. But have you seen Wednesday?
Yeah. I haven't, but I'm going to eventually. I'm a little bit cautious, I guess, because I'm not sure I like the theme, the way I have seen it from different clips, but I may be biased and just not. I mean, I'm gonna watch it eventually, so.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I think she's very talented, obviously, and she's
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's no question about that. It's not big on the actress or the setup of the movie or anything. It's just whether I'm in the mood to watch a certain thing or not. So
yeah, it's like sort of very much a teen or young adult drama. I think maybe it's like a YA kind of supernatural adventure romance thing. I didn't really like it, but the thing was massively successful. Like record.
Okay, so you not liking it makes me even more like cautious about it because
some weird choices, like the Addams Family being a weird family. But the story is about Weird Wednesday. She's not getting along with her parents, which is already very strange. So
What?
that's out of the box. Of the
No. Yeah, now I
exactly.
remember why I didn't want to see it.
And she's sent away to a boarding school for monsters. So she's not even
Okay.
among normal people. It's like her among monsters, and it's her sour attitude that doesn't. It's really some strange choices.
Yeah. No, that you see, that for me is like not understanding the source material, because the whole point of the Adams family and the Masters, I think, was that they are a very close knit family that communicates well together, and they are very normal within their roles and each other. It's just how they manifest this healthy, like, constellation, we call it, like how everyone fits in their positions in the family. It's just that they are basically Halloween.
Well,
that's all there is to it. So,
my impression from what I have seen of the new thing is that it's very derivative. So it's a third-hand version of the Munsters, and the character isn't based anything to do with the original. It's based on the movie. So yeah, it's that movie version of Wednesday grown up, which has nothing to do with the TV show one, which was where the character was created. So again, you know, it's that photocopy of a photocopy, and you're getting something that's unrelated.
That seems right. Yeah, that sounds about right. Having seen the first season, yeah, I think so. Christina Ricci is even in it, playing a supporting character. Yeah, who played Wednesday in the movies.
Oh wow!
So
yeah. Well, there you go.
And it's got that feel. It's got that somewhat Tim Burton-y, even though the movies were Barry Sonnenfeld. Like, they have the feel of the '90s movies. But
speaking of, there are two trailers that I saw recently that made me interested in actually catching a movie, even at the theaters, if I can. And one is the Superman by James Gunn that has crypto in it, and I was absolutely amazed that it has crypto in it and it doesn't look lame, because I was like, you bring in the dog, but the way that the dog is teased is really, really good, especially that it looks like a dog and it's not it's a terrier, sort of, like, it reminded me of the fix from Asterix, more than, you know, the usual generic golden white retriever or whatever. So yeah, that looked good. And
that is such a cute dog, and I love that moment in the trailer. I don't know if people knew what was going to happen already, but I was shocked that Crypto the dog showed up.
Me
like,
too.
What?
Me too. Like, I saw something coming, and I thought it was either Supergirl or someone else from the Justice League, like approaching, and dog.
Yeah, it's so
and
funny.
yeah, that was great.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it. Does it have a cape on and all that stuff?
Yeah, it does have the cape on.
Just like the old comic book covers. I never read those Silver Age Superman comics.
I used to read them as a kid.
Oh,
and I had a love-hate relationship with Crypto and his cape. So
yeah.
Jeez, wow.
Yeah.
So good on James Gunn for being that creative.
Yeah, and having basically the gut, let's say, to actually include the dog, but in a way that doesn't immediately signal kids movie. So I like it.
Speaking of kids movie,
it doesn't look like a kids movie at all for the most part.
No,
just a teaser trailer, so it's hard to tell. But yeah, it looks pretty.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's what they did to the Batman films, isn't it? That's what ended Batman films for until what's his name brought them back again. Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
It's how you do
Superhero.
it. It's like it's how you do it that matters in the end.
And the other movie is Asterix and Obelix, the big fight, which is one of the best books in the series, the big fight, and it looks like it also has elements from other books that are also some of the peak writing by Goscinny, and it's being done with the flair of the comic book, from what I can see in the trailer.
Is it a French movie? Or English
No.
language?
The language, I think, was English. The language was English, but all the sound effects were French, which was really fun.
Is this like an animated or live action?
Yeah, 3D animated.
Oh, 3D.
Okay.
Oh, weird. Because there's been so many live action. I don't know if there've been so many, but there've been at least a few live action French versions. There's been a few animated versions as well.
I have enjoyed all of them. I'll not all of them, most of them. I have enjoyed most of them. But yeah, this one, like the models of each character is on point. Like you can tell immediately who is who. For anyone that has been an Asterix fan since forever, it's like immediately, there is that guy, you know, and from that graphic novel, from the other graphic novel, you know, and I really look forward to that. I really want to see it. It looks like it's going to be good.
I love them so much.
Nice.
I read the Asterix in the Olympic Games not long ago, so it was good to.
Oh my God, that was so much fun.
Yeah.
And one of the few comics to portray modern Greek culture within the ancient Greek culture rather accurately. So, yeah.
Oh, funny enough, I was looking at I saw Instagram. On Instagram, I saw a clip that someone had taken from an Asterix movie, a live action, and it was a clip from that comic book. So they must have done a live action movie of Asterix in the Olympic Games.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How did that
in French?
From my attention?
I don't know.
All right. I know the Asterix and Cleopatra live action, which is really, really good. Surprisingly so, like very, very faithful to not necessarily the entire comic, but the feel of it. And it could easily have been adapted by the original creators for live action. So.
I've seen the animated version of that, but I haven't seen a live action version.
And I think the one who plays Cleopatra, I think, is quite famous. I'll check it real quick. Movie. Oh my God, the Greek titles are so lame. All right. Yeah, Monica Bellucci was playing Cleopatra.
Oh, okay, wow. Yeah, that fits.
Yeah.
Bellucci.
Yeah.
I see. It's funny, talking about this, because these are like non-English language things, and it's great when they get an English language adaptation. But they're not as promoted as much as a lot of, your Supermans and your Aquamans and all this. Another excellent one that I want to see an English language version of is Corto Maltise. If you ever come across those comics, they're really cool.
Oh my God, yeah. Those are very, I'm saying are and not were, because they are still, I think, quite big in Europe in general. and like everyone, like household name level popular. So
Oh, it's amazing. But he has. I mean, there is at least one animated movie, but they haven't done an English dub of it. Which, people might say, well, whatever, just watch the subtitles. Yeah, but I like to draw as I watch, so that's a pain.
yeah,
I can't read and draw at the same time.
Yeah. My conundrum with all the K and like the Korean and Chinese dramas, like I have to actually read the subtitles. So
Yes,
Yeah.
you have to. They're not going to. I mean, a dubbed version of one of those would be pretty shit.
yeah, somehow, yeah, I don't know why you need to hear the intonation of the original for them to work.
Yeah, well, it makes the expressions make sense, the facial expressions make sense, and all that kind of stuff. So it just doesn't work in English or Greek or whatever. I mean, I imagine it's very difficult to find Greek dub versions of things.
Speaking of, I saw a couple of Chinese dramas that were surprisingly progressive and interesting, like thriller level interesting. And I was like, usually Chinese dramas are very Chinese, and that what I mean by that is that they abide by a specific format for their stories, where they have like the female lead has to be a certain way, the male lead has to be a certain way, and the story has to have specific plot points that I guess are popular or at least are expected or whatever. But these two break away from that, and they have these basically female-led stories that are very compelling, and they have very good mysteries and make the strong female character strong without making her into like a, I don't know, like a super warrior. Yeah, and one basically is excellent in politics, and that's how she deals with all the dangerous stuff and all that. And the other one is just really good at getting, like, reading clues and solving mysteries because, yeah, she's in the middle of a murder drama, sort of.
Oh, that's good.
So, yeah, and it's really, really good, and I highly recommend them. One is called The Double, and it is about this wife that was poisoned and buried alive by her husband, and she doesn't understand why, so she has to return because she survives, and that's the, like, her one stroke of luck is that she survives all of that. And then she finds a way to return as another person with an alias, and she gets down to the bottom of everything. So that's one. And the other one is called In Blossom. I have no idea why it's called that. And it is about this girl that is a coroner in a very male-led world that doesn't accept female coroners. But she is extremely good, and she can understand whether a death is violent or accidental. And, yeah. And some people don't like that about it. So, yeah.
Well, I think that first one you talk about, there's an American thing that does that same story that was quite recent. So, yeah, that's...
Really?
Husband poisoned the
And
person, she came back.
What's the title of the Chinese one? The Chinese version? Is it The Double?
The Double.
Okay. And The Blossom.
Yeah.
Right.
Blossom.
Yeah, in Blossom.
In Blossom. Okay.
Yeah. And I have no idea why it is called that. Probably some kind of expression that doesn't translate well or something. So,
sounds like it, yeah, because Chinese stuff is very symbolic, based on what the characters in the word mean as well as what the word actually means.
Oh.
The blossoming of life in spring is beautiful. That's what.
yeah,
And they short it just blossom in English.
yeah. And I don't know. I just like it because they also, of course, have the obligatory romance in it, but the romance is woven into the A plot, let's say, in a way that makes it necessary to exist with all its issues for the plot to advance. It doesn't stop the plot, so that we pause the plot to look at the love affairs. It's not
It's
that.
integral.
Yeah.
That makes it a bit more interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, what was I thinking about there? Oh, yes, there's been a few Chinese animes, because, traditionally, obviously the Japanese really made the anime market, and then they would, eventually they would offload the work to cheaper studios in Korea, and then cheaper studios came up in China that would do it. And then those countries, those studios, they got enough experience where they started producing their own homemade stuff. So now you get a lot of good anime that's come straight out of Korea. And now you're starting to get some good anime that actually comes straight out of China. So these studios have got enough experience where they can. And initially, the anime that would come out of China was really, oh my god, shitty and nationalist kind of bullshit. You know, the characters would be... You'd have very cliched storylines about, oh, this person is going to get super success from doing this and being a good citizen, and oh my god, it's so dumb. But now they're starting to get better and cleverer, you know, like you were talking about with your TV series, where it's not all devoted to some, you know, bullshit cliched characters going through cliched roles in life. They're actually real human beings. And it's written by someone who knows what they're doing, not someone writing to a party line. Because, you know, China's a massive country of 4 billion or so people, so obviously people don't all think the same, and they're just not all thinking like, you know, nationalist robots. There's a lot of artistic stuff within that enormous community, and it's good to see it coming out.
And lately there has been a very, like, not in these two dramas that I mentioned, but there has been a trend of a really heavy criticism of how things are done in China through their dramas and shows. And it makes you wonder how these were greenlit, because it is super monitored by the regime. So, but you have like this, this is the corruption plot that is happening within the Communist Party, you know,
You gotta be careful.
and it's like, yeah, sure, go ahead, go with it, run with it.
Wow.
It's like, okay, something is like, I don't know how you managed, but good for you, my man, good for you, you know.
I hope they're careful. Oh my god.
I hope they're all right. Yeah. I hope they're careful.
You
Speaking
literally
of
get sent to camps.
Yeah. Well, I know for a fact they don't, because they are very famous script writers that carry on making new stuff. So they are clearly not buried somewhere. So, I don't know how that, I mean, maybe they are using it as a way to like diffuse discontent as well. Like, this is
the benefit is that the people who are in power, you know, in those kind of regimes, are usually pretty dumb and they can't understand subtleties.
Yeah, there's also that.
So you can scare away.
For sure.
Yeah.
But speaking of a good Chinese animation, there is one movie I saw that I really liked, which was a modern take on a very like classic Chinese fairy tale, legend/fairy tale, about Neza. That is like a fire spirit god, sort of. And this one is like Neza the New Gods or something like that is the title. Or Neza 2 or whatever. Anyway, if you type these things in, it's going to pop up. And it's really well done. It is done in a dystopian post-apocalyptic future, and it works. And yeah,
Never. Oh, that's something different from the usual Monkey King, which is the usual fairy tale stuff you always get a million different versions of.
Yeah. I like the Monkey King usually, so.
Oh, yeah, he's cool. Monkey and Pigsy and Tripitaka and all those things. And the bazillion different versions we have of them.
Yeah.
Baines, we've got to do our accents. Come on, man.
Like I said, I'm weak. I'm broken down and weak in the throat. You have to do it. You have to cover it.
You weakling. Useless. I'm disappointed. Well, yeah, you can do accents, but then deciding what to say in an accent is a different thing. Like, you have to either commit to it and then just speak everything in the accent, or actually have something different or interesting to say. Yeah. So let's see. I'm going to do one of my many American accents. I think that's what I'll do.
Can I do a Greek accent? I'm already doing it.
Nah, you're not allowed, Tons. You have to be Russian.
I'll try the Russian. Yeah. I have no idea what to say in it. I could, I guess, the only line that comes to mind is from the latest page from the Second Crimean War, politics is interested in you. Because the main character says, I'm not interested in politics and stuff. And the reply is, the politics is interested in you. It's like, in Russia, politics interested in you. So, I can't even do the Russian accent anymore.
It takes practice. I got you. It takes practice. You gotta take a bit of practice in order to get your accent going right. Damn it! What kind of American accent am I doing? It's sort of a weird pretend Southern accent, which is
very much a McConaughey.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Sounded a little bit like a fake McConaughey. But, I know. We got to do the hillbilly accent. Your
I'm dead.
Your truck tuck character. You see
an
what
accent
happened?
that I'm really not very consistent with how I use that accent in the comic. I just kind of do whatever looks funniest to me.
Yeah, I
Even
love
if
it.
It's not consistent at all, or doesn't fully make sense. It's just fun.
They always look fun. They always look fun, Baines. You do it so well.
That sounds very southern.
Yeah, a bit more hillbilly.
Yeah.
Slowly getting into it.
Yeah.
You have to get warmed up. That's the thing. Then you can go all the way. Yeah, so that's my attempt at an accent for now.
Pretty good.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you kindly.
We are being like wet blankets of.
Yeah, that's a good accent. I like the way you speak. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you're not really going for it very hard yourselves, are you? I think the thing is to sort of transition that into talking about a subject, but using the accent to do that. So, we can talk about our favorite animation for the year. So we've been getting into a bit of Lower Decks, I think. Yeah. That's something we've all seen. I like the Lower Decks, although I haven't seen the latest series, which is, I think that's about series 5. I'm not sure.
Season. Oh my God, I cannot get into the Russian.
Oh, you don't have to do it, Tans. You don't have to do the Russian accent. You're okay. But Baines, I expect you to do something.
You don't get a free pass.
Yeah, Baines, I expect you to do an English accent.
Well, I think I watched the first 2 seasons. I'm still probably 2 seasons behind it.
Oh,
That sounds a bit like an Irish accent.
I'm just rewatching things I've already seen. Yeah, thank you.
No,
I'm supposed to be Irish. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Yeah, it's sort of a Newfoundland version of Irish. It's getting there. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's not bad. So, yeah, Series 5. That's the right one, right, Taz?
Yeah. And I am the only one that has managed to finish the season. I have finished the season and I have completed a season 5 of Lower Decks.
That was excellent, you dirty, rusky red commie bastard.
Why wouldn't I finish Lower Decks? It's very communistic. So we approve.
That was excellent. My American accent is nothing compared to your Russian accent. That's brilliant.
Yeah, you are too good.
That's top notch, boy. How you are. I tell you what.
I was sad to see it finish, because I really liked the way that the humor was woven into the serious stuff, and I love seeing how the characters have evolved in this story, and I would easily see an Upper Decks sequel.
So would I. So which character was your favorite then?
Captain Freeman.
Really?
Because, yeah. I love the way that she was always over her head, but still in control with her daughter.
Captain Freeman. Well, that's an unusual choice. I'd have to say my favorite was damn it, I can't even remember. That Orion girl. I like her. She's pretty.
Which girl?
That green girl.
Oh, the Orion. Oh my goodness, the Orion and the Tildy.
Yeah, that's the one. I like her. She's good.
Yeah, she is good. I like them all, but I really like how the mother is portrayed, because usually they make the parents either too good or too bad.
Too reactionary, usually.
The accent is slipping from me. Anyway, yeah. I really liked how she was portrayed. I'm sorry, I broke out of the accent.
Yeah, all good. Now it's time for me to transform into another accent. I think I've really done this American accent death. So let's see. I think I should do an English accent now. That's the accent that I should choose. Rather upper class English accent. Really,
sound punchable.
Punchable, you dirty Irish scum. What are you even talking about?
Extremely punchable.
That's got to be the most punchable accent to me. No offense.
Yeah, no, it works. I mean, it
makes heaps of offense. I'm highly offended by your disgusting little Irish accent. Oh my lord! Don't darken my door. Felting Irishness. Yes, I appreciate Leo Dex. I quite enjoy the other characters as well. I'm a big fan of Voimler, Tildy, the half cyborg fellow. I think he's quite good too. What's his name?
Oh yeah.
I can't remember any of the characters' names, unfortunately, but I can never remember any character's name in anything. It's quite rare for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do love them. Clippy? Is the character called Clippy? I'm not sure. Or he's the little symbol fellow who pops up every now and again. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, the murderous hologram.
Exactly. Oh, I love this show. It's so good. It's really the only heir to the only genuine heir to any Star Trek series that has existed since the 90s, I believe. Really. There's nothing else that has come around in the last 20 years that has come close to Lower Decks.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Orville, maybe, if you watch that show. That's sort of almost as good.
Sort of. Yeah.
Strange New Worlds is also good, but Lower Decks has a really good dialogue in it. So
it really does, and very good sort of fanboyish interpretations of the characters. I didn't say fanboyish, but they really do fan service, I think. They really support your devotion and knowledge of the characters in the world, which I really appreciate. Okay, time for another accent change, I think.
Yeah, it feels like it exists in the world of those 90s Star Trek shows. Like it's sort of a more comedic version of that world.
It really does. You know, it really does. I believe you are right. It's sort of... It's more than anything. You know, a lot of the Star Trek shows, you could sort of... they sort of have a loose connection to one another. But, you know, the later series, like, I don't know, Discovery, Enterprise, things like that, they really don't feel as connected to the world as those 1990 series. And this latest thing, you know, the Lower Decks, that really does sort of feel connected to the original series in more ways than any of these things. And say the 1990 series, they really felt connected to the original series in a lot of ways. You know, they changed the Klingons a bit, but, you know, they have a sort of excuse for that, which is all right. And then you got the movies, which sort of go their own way. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really into the movies as much because I was back in the 80s before you had the whole, you know, Star Trek The Next Generation and Star Trek Voyager, Deep Space Nine and all that. But once those things really took over in the 90s, it was, oh my God, that was a whole new world. They sort of worked together within their own little thing. And now you've got the Star Trek Lower Decks, and it just brought it all back together again, you know? I really love that show. Discovery, what is Discovery? And Picard, I mean, Jesus Christ, audacious.
Now this is we've been joined here today by Russell Brand, and I'm really glad this is I like listening to you talk about this way more than anything else you've been talking about for many years. You're always changing your brand. Russell Rebrand, I think of you as. But I'm liking this pop culture Star Trek version very much. I hope you keep going with this.
Yeah, Russell Brand, it's a good new take on my personality, so I'm no longer sort of being such a pervert and wanting to kiss all the girls, you know?
Well, that's years ago, Russell Brand. Now he's gone through multiple permutations since then.
Thank God for that.
Why am I criticizing people?
Fucking pervert he is. Oh my God. Jesus. Yeah. So Star Trek, let's hope it continues and gets better and turns into Upper Decks, which I fucking love. So
Yeah.
go for
That would
it.
be awesome.
Love it.
Yes.
So we've got 14 minutes left on this particular cast. You know, we could even squeeze some more. We could do like an extended version. I don't know. But so far we're going along pretty well. So like this is our Christmas cast, and we just can do anything we like on this particular one. We're going to make the our Patreon video open to all patrons rather than just the $5 and up. I don't know what that is in pounds. I don't know, but five American dollars and up. And this accent is working really well for me at the moment, but I'm running out of things to talk about in it, so...
Yeah. So, today is today as in the day of recording, is the winter solstice as well. So...
Oh, really?
The longest night of the year.
That must mean it's the longest day of a year for me, because I'm in Australia, so...
Yeah.
A little bit different.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. It's the longest, hottest day so far.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's bloody awful.
Oh, man.
I've got a fan going right now to get me cooler, because I'm so freaking hot. It's horrible.
Here it's getting a little nippy. So.
Ooh, nippy.
Yeah.
It's called nippy because that makes your nipples stand out. So yeah, that's how I got the name. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just made that up then. That's not true at all. I don't know where that comes from. But that is a good explanation as anything.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it could be true. So.
You can always do a test. It just no. God.
Let's not.
let's not go there. That's the old Russell brand. Yeah. We're not doing that anymore.
Right now over here, it's 10 degrees Celsius, and it's gonna go lower in a little bit. Yeah.
Oh my God! Is that the daytime temperature? 10 degrees.
Daytime now is a little higher, 12, 13 degrees. And
that's not bad.
10.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's all right. It's still like in Greece, winter. Like this is like the prelude to winter, December, and then January slaps you with actual cold.
Yeah,
and then February finishes the job, like finished them.
Finished.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's time for a new accent now. I've sort of done this one enough. I like it, and I'm doing pretty reasonably well with it. Okay, this is my accent now. Australian radio voice. So, yes, now I'm talking in my deeper voice. We've got 10 minutes left.
After having smoked 3 packs of cigarettes.
Constant. I just never stop. I've got a pipe directly down my throat, just pumping that smoke in. Gotta lower it down, make it all grumbly and grovelly and threatening. I love it. So yeah, now Baines, what's your weather like in Canada at the moment?
Oh, it's cold, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so now we're talking to John Lennon. I thought they killed you in 1980, mate.
Well, it's going for Paul.
Paul,
but,
he's still alive.
Yeah, I'm still alive. I'm still here. I'll live forever.
You know what they say about the Beatles? They're killing the good ones off in reverse.
Well, I don't know about that.
There's only shit ones left, mate.
Well, Ringo should have been dead long ago because he's the best one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Really, Ringo? know, mate. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. That's his thing, yeah.
It is, yeah. That's
he's a weird one, mate.
Yeah. You wonder if he's being completely genuine, but I'm sure he is.
Yeah, in his own way.
In his own way, peace and love.
I think he'll be the last one left, the oldest one and the last one. He'll just keep on going
he's the oldest
forever.
one, isn't he?
He'll be immortal. Oh no, damn it, I went to English just for a second there. Immortal. Not immortal. Jesus. Gotta get that right. Well, happy Christmas, everyone, I gotta say. It's Christmas Eve on this particular cast when it comes out. So, yeah. Happy Christmas.
Celebrate, if you are celebrating it, to have best yet. And if you aren't celebrating it, to have like the coziest night being left alone.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody's Christian. I mean, you don't have to be Christian to celebrate Christmas.
No.
But you can be, perhaps if you have your other culture that absolutely doesn't involve that at all, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're Hindu or Muslim or Jewish or whatever, Sikh, and a million different cultures and stuff like that. But yeah, Christmas is what we celebrate, but yeah, a lot of people don't, and that's fine. It's just a fun celebration to have at this time of year. A nice traditional thing. I always find it really funny in anime when they celebrate Christmas, because obviously it's not a cultural thing. It's just more a fun celebration that they do. It's much like how a lot of people do Chinese New Year without being Chinese. Anyone can celebrate anything without having, a close cultural tie to it. So that's all good.
I guess, I mean, it depends on what level you celebrate it, in the sense that there's a very secular section of Christmas that has very little to do with the religious aspect of it. And that's, everyone participates, and they should. And there is then this tier of very religious aspect of it, which honestly I haven't really seen many people care about it, even if they are supposedly observing Christians. So,
yes, well, I mean, traditionally the real highlight of the Christian year was Easter, not Christmas at all. Mm-hmm. They say Christmas was that particular time of year was mainly a traditional end of year celebration, so it was part of the new year sort of thing tied into that, and of course various other pagan, pre-Christian celebrations would all center around that time of year.
In general, yeah.
And I think the whole Father Christmas, Santa Claus is one of the common names, but I think Father Christmas is actually an older character.
Yeah.
Because it sort of centers around the idea of, I think it originated with the Father Time kind of character. Like the older year would be the bearded old man, and then you'd have the little baby and all that kind of stuff. And they had very, I think, the Mummers plays, and that character, the Father Christmas character, came out of that originally. And then got blended into a Christmassy figure, and then as the Christianizing of that time of year, and then Christmas became a thing. So yeah, if we really want to get into it, Christmas was probably always a secular holiday and became religionized.
Well, not over here. Over here, it's secondary for sure to Easter. Easter is the peak of the religious year. But Christmas has always been important. Like in Greece, we have, before every important holiday, you have a 40-day Lent. And the famous one is the one, of course, that is like right before Easter, like the Lent that everyone observes. But there is also a Christmas Lent over here that nobody observes, but it exists. Because the idea is that you have like the quote unquote second most important religious anniversary, and you have very specific liturgies that are taking place, and you have to like go at midnight again, and you have to do certain things. It's very mystical, and it is an experience in the Orthodox observance, and that is something that is almost occult at this point, because you have to seek it out and experience it. Otherwise, it's completely secular. And yeah, that's all there is. So, but there is, it is still very important, and it had existed long before the quote unquote westernized Christmas, with a Christmas tree, with Father Christmas and all of that. We didn't have any of that. We only had the Christmas nativity story, and that was it. And then we had the Greek version of Santa Claus in New Year's Eve, not in Christmas time. So.
Very interesting. Okay, it's time for me to drop this accent. Go back to my normal accent. Oh. Yes, well, a lot of different cults. A lot of different cultures have their own Christmas version. We've got Icelandic people with their Yule lads, little elves that cause mischief. They don't have a Christmas Santa Claus or anything like that. They just have the elves and their mum. Mm-hmm. And then there's Krampus. I still don't believe in.
Krampus. Something Norwegian, I think. I really don't know anything about it, but this very iconic crown with the candles that the women wear. There's also that. I mean, everyone has different traditions that they carry into Christmas, and that reflects. Yeah.
Well, I think that the thing is, because it takes the baggage of pre-Christian stuff, which was basically all the New Year's celebrations that all these different cultures had, and incorporates that in various weird ways and transforms it into Christmas things. And that's why they're all so different, but they're all old and they're all original, which is really cool. I love that kind of continuity. Well, happy Christmas, people, for tomorrow. And this has been Quackcast number 719. Merry Christmas.
Merry
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah. Bye.
All I want for Christmas.
Oh, no, don't do that. Stop it. Stop.
The worst Christmas song is Jingle Bell Rock.